It seems like Bitcoin is about to get ready for a massive move towards the upside. There's many charts to support this, one of which is the money supply. If we're taking a look at Bitcoin and money supply growth, what is quite interesting is that whenever the money supply starts going crazy, for which right now it seems like it's a good time, Bitcoin follows along and makes a new all-time high. When you really start thinking about it, now that the money supply has not been increasing as much, is it also then not quite logical that this is not the hottest time for Bitcoin? I mean, taking a look at Bitcoin versus gold though, there are a few ways to see this, but really, when it comes to gold, one of the most interesting points becomes that whenever gold peaks, whenever gold has gone for a massive rally, pretty quickly afterwards, people shift from gold to Bitcoin. As you can see, every single time, gold goes on a crazy massive rally, and quickly afterwards, as gold falls or goes sideways, Bitcoin goes on a massive rally. And like I was already saying, recently here, we've seen gold peak just go absolutely crazy. If we're taking a look at the 2021 move though, gold went up some massive numbers here. It went up so much, it doubled in the span of a few years. And basically after gold made that high, you can see that Bitcoin went for a crazy rally pretty quickly afterwards. Take for example this August or so of 2020. And perhaps this is again right now a moment where this is going to happen. Ladies and gentlemen, before I move on though, I will again quickly state that if this video gets to 1,000 likes, I'll be giving away $50 to a person in the comment section. I'm going to try it for a few days, and if we don't hit it, I'll just give it to somebody who commented anyway. But if you want to enter, all you have to do is press the like button on this video and comment something down below. 2 very easy steps. There's not much more to it. I just noticed the last video also got 840 likes though, so maybe we'll be doing 2 giveaways. Let's see. And I will also state that if you're looking for a platform to trade on, in this video I'll talk about Blowfin or WeX. Both of these platforms you can use very easily. The thing is, Blowfin I use more for trading, but some extra countries are not allowed. WeX you can use from anywhere in the world. With Blowfin though, you might need a VPN, but then again, they have better bonuses. So as you check right now, if you press the link in the description down below, you'll see that right now we've got a pretty cool campaign over on Blowfin, where basically you can get yourself a Rolex if you trade a lot. But if you don't trade that much, you might just get yourself $20, some AirPods, a Nintendo Switch. Just check it out. Link is down below to Blowfin. Getting back to it, I'd say that if we're waiting for the next big spike, there's a very good chance that it could be right now basically due to money supply. If we're talking about the next big move downwards, I'd say one of the biggest reasons for it could be if the tariffs come back in about 2.5 months from now. In this period though, I do still not believe we'll see the all-time high for Bitcoin, but most likely just a pretty aggressive move towards the top. Like I described in yesterday's video, based on XRP really, we had ourselves a pretty juicy impulse towards the upside and a very slow and gradual decline. The worst, theoretically speaking, is already behind us in terms of slashing. When you really start thinking about it, there's not that many better opportunities to get into it than right now. If we're talking about setting a base. For example, you've got $0 worth of cryptocurrency, or you're holding a position that's really underwater. I personally feel, not financial advice, that this is a good time to enter. This is a good time to size up because we're down significantly from the heights. And we still realize that most likely Bitcoin will peak somewhere towards September, October or so of this year. And in the midst, all we care about is, hey, how much have we fallen? Okay, we saw ourselves a pretty good 30% correction, which in these bull markets is a very logical bottom to make. We often have said that 30% really is one of the worst case scenarios for it. There's some slightly deeper dip possibilities, maybe like, for example, the $70,000 mark. But if we've got ourselves a basis of coverage for in case Bitcoin goes to 70K in one of the absolute worst case scenarios, that really becomes a matter of, well, we could have bought a while back at $109,000 for Bitcoin, or right now at $84,000. This really is quite cheap when you start thinking about it like that. And if we look a few months ago, we said that a 30% correction really is kind of like the max we can get to. Now, can it go sideways for a little bit more? Sure. But it's been going sideways since like 2 months or so. At some point, it's going to make that move. And it seems all the more likely that because the tariffs are going to hit in a few months, that in the midst, there's actually some more potential for upside before potentially, due to tariffs, some further downside. Then again, what we are seeing as it currently stands is that a lot of money is flowing into gold, mostly because of probably these tariffs, like I just described them. People are uncertain about whether or not a recession will hit. But that begs the question. Has Bitcoin, I guess over time, not started to change from being this similar sort of asset class as stocks to more of an independent asset class similar to gold? And will then also perhaps this narrative change that every single time gold peaks and gold starts to come back down, that Bitcoin starts to spike, maybe along with a lot of the traditional indices? Or maybe is this a point where now that gold is spiking so much, Bitcoin can kind of start to go in unison because people are starting to see it also as a store of value? Realize that guys like JP Morgan, BlackRock, etc., are all basically admitting to their clients that this makes sense for the new wave. Now, it takes time for many of these, let's just call them seasoned traditional asset investors or fund managers to really allocate proper percentages to this class. But it does make sense now that gold has been going on such an incredible rally that they start looking for diversification, or that at some point gold becomes or gets out of this buy range. Still, I do believe that gold has some potential to keep growing over the year, especially as times are so turbulent. But I am saying that gold has gone on such a crazy rally. A lot of people were selling at 2,900. Right now we're at 3,300. If it starts to fall, it again has a pretty bullish case for Bitcoin. If it starts to continue on and go crazy, the other bullish scenario is that people want to go away from an asset that's up so much, whereas Bitcoin is with a discount, and they both kind of serve the same purpose. Now, ladies and gentlemen, like I already stated, if you want to get yourself some trading bonuses, check out the link down below to either Blowfin or WeX, and the bonuses are pretty big, 10% cash back as well. All on Blowfin, you can use from anywhere in the world. If it's not working, use a VPN. But if you do not want to use a VPN, you just want it to work in America, wherever you are at, you can use WeX. But I was trying to say that yesterday we opened ourselves a trade on XRP. If you guys remember, we opened a position, and right now it's at a little bit of a loss. I'll make a very important statement right here. I could have gone in with a lot more money yesterday, but this account size is very, very small. I told you what our plan is going to be is try to build ourselves a solid position. And sometimes when it comes to these cryptos, it's worth it to get yourself some footing, just some entries somewhere and stack on your way down rather than waiting for it to get to the perfect bottom. It depends a bit on what your balance roll looks like and how much risk you want to take. With me personally, I prefer often to just open a position up and stack as much money, a lot of size in that position as the price starts to move down, rather than going all in once and just waiting for it, even in bigger bottoms. For example, let's just see the price dropped here from the $2.60 mark all the way down to $1.60. If we got in with size after a massive 30% drop and we got in at 184, we still might have hated our life as the price went from 184 about 13% down or so to 161, right? If we did it with 10x leverage and that was all our money, we might have gotten wrecked there on the move downwards. If we, however, had started buying, for example, at $2.60, but we actually layered our buys down and we had 4 buys all the way towards $1, let's just say $1.60 something, we could have actually now, on the way back upwards, made way more money than getting our account wrecked by buying once. And that's also why very, very soon here, I'll be showing you guys a bot tutorial for how to basically get these results of buying lower as prices go lower and selling as prices go up with a bot, so you don't have to do too much manually. All of this bot trading will be done over on Pionex, of which I have a link down below as well. And I'll be releasing all my strategies I've been using for a while now, just to the public for absolutely free, no charge, no nothing. There's also a link to Pionex down below. The thing is also for this, you might need a VPN from some countries in the world, but they've also got a pretty cool sign up / deposit bonus, which you might want to check out. However, I think this might become more of my main thing I'm going to show here on the channel, because I've noticed a lot of people say, Dusty, where exactly to buy? How often should you buy? How deep should the gaps basically be between your buys? Where should my liquidation price be? I think it could be made a lot easier with automation. So I'll be showing a lot more of that. I saw some comments saying, why, blah, 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 blah. The only reason I didn't want to do it on here is because a lot of countries are blocked. So you will need a VPN for many, many countries in the world. But the pro, I guess, being that it's just extremely, extremely easy. And it only messes up, really, if XRP, for example, goes to 98 cents or something. Just incredibly out of bounds. And if you went all in. Even if it goes to 90 cents, I'll still be fine. But some people do not know how to manage risk properly. Similarly with Bitcoin. If Bitcoin goes to 75,000, you can make it so that your bot is fine. It doesn't really matter what price you input. Because as long as the price over time goes up, even if it takes months or years, you technically speaking should be fine, depending on how you insert things. And that's also a little hack I should give to some of y'all. If we look at the S&P, Since all of our were alive, every single one of us, it's always gone up. Theoretically speaking, it's been a money printing machine. If you'd ever just put money, even on a leveraged S&P, you would have made money, right? As long as you had enough breath to wait for the swing upwards, similarly with gold, and I'd say similarly with Bitcoin, XRP, etc. All you got to do is be patient enough to see those new heights. And if we're taking a look at the current market, it still seems as if between September and January 2026, the height will be seen yet again. All we got to do is understand that in the midst, there might be some more fear due to tariffs. There might be one more shakeout of sorts, but we know where we're headed over a multi-month time span. So it could look, for example, a little bit along the lines of, hey, one tiny little gap of sorts before we go upwards. It could be that this is really 30% down, already enough before we start going up. And since we're not 100% sure, we use the strategies I just described. But yeah, take a look. Just for fun, I'll quickly show you this, just what it looks like for a second. Just you can't perfectly see it, but man, the views here are just absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. Sometimes life's good, man. Just wanted to quickly show you all some appreciation for some of the good things. Crazy mountains. You probably can't see it. I might even, the problem becomes that I can't speak in the microphone and show you guys the view as well. It's just, oh, and I can't keep it stable. Oh no. But there we go. Just for fun, let me quickly press autofocus. Can I do that? No, I cannot. And then there's a massive mountain over there. You can't see it right now. This is a bit of what the house looks like. Yeah, I will not show too much of the rest, I guess. But you get it. And here goes back to vlog mode. I've also never done a vlog in my life. You know that? I think it could be something cool though, especially here in Africa, for example. Okay, this is not working properly. No, but really, if you want to see a bit more of the life, you might want to follow me over on Instagram. A link for that is also down below, but just depending which one. Anyway, don't forget about the $50 giveaway. All you got to do is press the like button and comment something down below. That's really all it is. Simple as that. If we get to 1,000 likes, I'll give somebody 50 bucks. Maybe I'll even give 2 people 50 bucks because I might want to start saving up. Maybe I'll do a $50 giveaway every single day. It depends on how crazy the likes get, I guess. I might just give it to the person that's first. You know, maybe I should do that. You know, the person that's first to comment or like the second to comment or something like that. Those people should get something. Could also do something cool like that so people are more alert and have the notifications on. But yeah, that's about it for right now. See you guys again in another crypto video. Hopefully you enjoy your day.